So there's this big outdoor flea market in New Jersey that I've been going to for most of my life. It's basically just this big dirt field where vendors congregate to sell squishy skeletons and ceramic Jesuses. Now you never know what you're going to find there on any given weekend. It's really just a complete crapshoot, but I usually find just enough to make the trip worth it. And in this video, I wanted to show you a couple of the things I picked up last Saturday. Mainly because if I don't, it's a lot harder to justify buying old hair gel and Garfield books. Alright, first up is a big one. It's the Power Rangers Light Art set made by Rose Art in 1994. That is one pretty piece. From what I can tell, it's pretty rare. I don't see a single one of these on eBay, completed or active. And the seller only charged me $2 for it, which is nuts. I easily would have paid that just for the empty box. Probably would have paid $5 for the empty box because it's just so goddamn pretty. Man, I gotta tell ya, there is nothing on this planet more therapeutic than building the Green Ranger out of 10,000 plastic pegs. Next is this old school trick-or-treat pail, which I was absolutely not going to pass up for just $1. A little slice of Halloween in July. I will definitely take that. I don't know if it's actually vintage or just made to look retro, but it's a big plastic happy face pumpkin. So for $1, it's worth it to me either way. Alright guys, now I have something a little extra special. It is a bottle of Dippity-Do Hair Gel from 1988. Now the incredible thing is that the seller only wanted $2 for this. And like, you know, usually at a flea market I have a pretty good poker face. If I really want something, I know to play it cool. This time I'm just like beelining straight for the fucking old Dippity-Do, and I'm practically like handing him a blank check. I really lucked out because he totally could have mined me for another 50. So back in junior high school, I used a bottle just like this when I was first discovering the joys of hair gel. Fortunately, I didn't quite grasp the nuance. Like, I didn't understand that you're supposed to use it sparingly. Every morning I would just get like these big gloppy handfuls and throw it in there. And then by the afternoon, it would just be this like caked, dried, white mess just falling out of my head. And the other students, of course, were very happy to point that out. Yes. You ever see The Breakfast Club, how Ali Sheedy makes that little snowstorm out of her dandruff? My version was a motherfucking blizzard. And I'm just so excited to have this constant reminder of what a time I had in junior high. Next is this old Garfield book, Garfield Takes the Cake. I believe it was published in 1982. There were a million Garfield books that were just like this, same size, same bright colors, and I had pretty much all of them thanks to school book fairs and the Troll Book Club. So my favorite thing to do with these books way back when was to get a blanket and kind of like tack it up around a heating vent, make a little blanket fort right around the heating vent. And I'd crawl in there with one of these books, a flashlight, and a sleeve of saltine crackers. And it just was pure bliss. It was the best frickin' experience. And as soon as I'm done with this video, I'm going to recreate it. Oh shit, Lyman. Fucking Lyman's in this book. You don't remember Lyman, but I do. You know, he's Odie's original owner. So my last find is this VHS copy of A Nightmare on Elm Street 2, Freddy's Revenge, which is in really great shape. The box still has the bottom flap and everything. I'm not really doing the VHS collecting thing anymore. It just got to be a little too much for me. But I can tell you for certain that it is pretty hard to find these tapes out in the wild these days, especially so cheap and in such nice shape. I already own this on VHS, I think 3 times over, but there was no way I was going to leave it behind. I mean, it's clean enough to kiss. If you've never seen Nightmare on Elm Street 2, please fix that. A lot of people used to goof on it, me included, because it's so like weird and different, and it kind of exists in its own bubble. But I feel like the tide has turned, and most people, again me included, now count it among their favorite Elm Street movies. It's definitely interesting. It's definitely scarier Freddy than you might be used to, and it's definitely worth a watch. And I definitely said definitely a few times too many just now. Oh, by the way, even if you end up not liking the movie, you'll still get to see a parakeet explode. So, for $6.50, I got a Power Rangers light art set, a Garfield book, an Elm Street movie, a trick-or-treat pail, and a 30-year-old bottle of hair gel. So that is a pretty good haul for the money, but to be honest, the stuff I get, it's really just a bonus. The whole idea of going to the flea market is that it's a cheap day out. I get these nice little drives around strange towns where I get to listen to my music with the windows down, stop at Starbucks, or if I'm feeling a little more bootleg, Dunkin' Donuts, do some people watching, get some sun, talk to strangers, take pictures of weird people holding up odd corn cobs. That's a thing at flea markets, by the way. It's a good time, and it's cheap. It's like cheaper than going to the movies and lasts just about as long. If you live within reasonable driving distance of a big flea market, I do recommend it. It's a good time, and you might end up with a very old bottle of hair gel in the process. I might do more videos about future flea market hauls if I feel like there's enough interest, but even if not, glad I got to do it once. Happy hunting.